Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You're right. How are you? Sorry for the lateness.
Huh? You
Sorry for
said
the
sorry.
lateness.
That's okay. I was just sitting here reading.
What was you
Okay.
reading?
Huh?
What was you reading, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no problem. About a man here in Pine Bluff was drag racing and ran into a home. And so now they're trying to put new audiences on uh drag getting called drag racing in your cars.
Wow. They do that a lot in America, don't they? Love racing, car racing, and things like that.
I think they just like acting stupid.
Yeah.
But let's get started.
Sure.
Hello, welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Ronnie, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, we have producer and artist 705, originally from Lagos, Nigeria, now located in the UK. Am I correct?
Yes, you are. You're very right.
Okay, so what we're going to do is start off with letting you tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, like my name is 705. I'm a recording artist based in London. Like you clearly said, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. I came here when I was about 11, studied going to music in college, excuse me, going to music in college, and I've just been making music ever since. So I produce music, hip hop, R&B, Afrobeat, different genre. And also me myself, I'm an artist as well. So I record both Afro rap and rap, hip hop rap, English rap, and also Afrobeats as well on the side. So I try to do music the best way I can, really using my influences mainly.
Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm gonna edit that out.
What happened?
No, my cousin was supposed to come over and how do I sound?
You sound okay. You sound good.
Okay. My cousin was supposed to come over and she was bringing her ex-mother-in-law to the casino and decided that she was going to stay with her because the woman wanted to be pushed in a wheelchair. So
Oh, you got
that's
work today.
okay. So hey, but you said that you do different genres of music. From interviewing several independent music artists and reading about different trends that's going on, a lot of artists are now coming up with their own genre, naming their own genre. So, what would you actually name your genre of music?
Well, I don't even know what to call it. I think there's a name already. I'll just say Afrofusion because it's literally a fusion of everything, like the Western influences, the African influences, everything coming into one. So it's a fusion. I mean, let's be real. I grew up of hip hop music and and R&B music, things like Biggie Smalls. You're looking at people like 112, Boys to Men. I mean, my auntie, those are the people she listened to. So I grew up of hip hop and R&B. So there's a lot of fusion of hip hop, R&B mixed in with the Afrobeats because growing up in Nigeria, there are people like King Sunny Ade, Fela Kuti as well. So it's just a blend of everything, literally, that my music is.
Because I listened to the two songs that I guess is your publicist sent, but they were I like both of them. They were both different from each other. I mean, like totally. But the one about what is it, filmmaker? What was the name of that?
Filmtrick. It was more of a rap, so Filmtrick.
I like that. I was like, okay, okay, okay.
Film Trick, oh, thank you so much. Film Trick, we finished that this year. I started the course to it like 3, 4 years ago.
hmm
So then I started, and it was just I had a artist from Nigeria who's got a bit of following in Nigeria. He came over and it was like, listen, I like this track. I'd love to jump on it. And as you said, it's literally that because you could hear the hip hop element of it in there as well. And then you could my bro is speaking in Yoruba, so there's that African mixture to it as well. So yeah, it's literally that. What?
Well, I read your bio and it
Hmm.
gave, I'm glad that you mentioned some other artists. And you was talking about the influences and you was like Biggie Small, Tupac. Who are your influences in today's hip hop culture?
In today's hip hop culture, I, uh, like today's music, artists putting music out today, I don't have, I don't have no influence of any of them. I won't lie to you. If I was to say, okay, in the 2000s, I'll say 50 Cent. That's my main influence in terms
Okay.
of
And
when
what influence did he have?
I just like 50. I like his rawness. I like his realness. I like how he says it how it is. That's one thing I like about him. And that just shows like to always stand on your ground. I really like that about him. And the fact that is, let's be real, his album dropped, Get Rich or Die Trying, and how he sold, it literally broke records. And that really stands out for me, being like coming out from nothing and literally making a name for himself. I mean, people wished him dead. And yes, it's hard for us coming out as artists, but that's the main thing. Like someone was, it was meant to be dead, and he actually came back and made a name for himself. That's something that really inspires me. And like I said, you look at his movies now. I was looking today, it was on his page, was talking about his G in his studios. He just bought a whole land in Chevrolet to actually what's called start making films. And it's just
Hmm.
how it's growing. And I like how he grew out. He branded himself, branched himself out. When G started, he's one of the first. I mean, Reebok was with them, always
Hmm.
did with people, but when he did the G Reebok, he literally blew. So merchandise is just a businessman apart from music, because let's be real, music is something we're gonna do to a certain degree, to a certain
So
time.
so you feel like 50 Cent um influence you more in towards of business or
Business and
artistry?
Business and artistry, because with artistry, it just showed me in a way that you have to move on your own self. You can't follow what the crowd are doing. You can't follow what people are doing. You do what is really in you, and that's what you do. And in artistry, when you talk about rapping and making music as well, 50 does influence me because when you look at his storytelling, his
Hmm.
chorus is his verses. There's no
Hmm.
chorus give you, and his verse is different from the chorus. You know, these days you hear choruses and the verses got nothing to do with the choruses. So that's that the kind of thing. So 50 is a big influence, and Tupac is another one of that because Tupac is the same thing, storytelling, and those are what really influences me in music. I believe music
So
should
you
always,
believe in traditional hip hop,
yeah, I believe music should
that it
have,
need to have a purpose.
yes. You
Hmm.
shouldn't just make music just for the, and that you shouldn't just make music for the sake of making music, just to make noise in people's ears. You know what I mean? Everything
Okay.
should have a doing
Okay. So you sound like a true artist.
it.
Now, are you a musician? Because I know that you are a producer, and some people who are producers don't necessarily play an instrument, but they produce music.
That's it. I put myself on. Sorry. Sorry.
You, I am allergic to grass, and
That's
my
grass.
mama cut the yard yesterday, so I took an allergy pill. But sometimes this just come out of nowhere.
So sorry about
I'm sorry. Now answer. I will cut all of that out. I promise you I will.
that. I forgot the question. What was the question again?
Um, when I said, do you think that music should have a purpose?
Yeah, it should. Music should definitely have a purpose. I believe. Like, what was it? I was listening to? It was on Instagram. I saw a podcast, and Michael Jackson was saying about choruses. I would do choruses, and it's a chant. So it's something that people always repeat.
Hmm.
What we're doing, music is something that I don't know if witchcraft is the word, but it's something that we're giving people. We're sharing to people, and they're gonna constantly repeat that. So it's always good to put something out there that could really inspire people. That's what I believe. And even down to the music I make nowadays, when you look at music that's really prominent, music that lasts long, music that stands for a while, it has a meaning,
Hmm.
something behind it. It's not just anything and then yeah, so that's why I believe it's always about making music that makes sense and has something behind it, really and truly. It's not just about getting on the mic and just shouting whatever's going on at the moment in time.
Okay.
So
That question was,
Yeah, that's it. Am I a musician?
yes, about being some producers actually play musical instruments and some producers just have an ear for music. And I was wanting to know, did you play an instrument?
No, to be honest. I tried. I won't lie. I did. I had a few times where I went to guitar lessons, but I couldn't get my head around it. I went to piano as well. Don't get wrong, when I'm making beats, I could make a beat from scratch, like use a keyboard, play little melodies here and there. But to tell me to not sit down, play you Beethoven, more some different piano, some melodies, play you. No, I can't. I can't do that. I
Okay.
could play the simplest of melodies. I could probably play Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars or something like that. But I wouldn't say I'm a musician in that term, but yeah, I'm a producer in terms of I could listen to sound. I'm like, yeah, that sound works. Let's put it together with this. A lot lately, even I stopped producing for like 3 years or so, and I just got back to it. And now that I'm back to it, the main reason why I stopped is the fact that I could make beats, put drums, but the melodies, I couldn't get the best out of my melodies. Then
Hmm.
recently, one of my friends came around and he started producing and he started using something called Splice, and it had a lot of samples. And I was like, wait, I could just get melodies using that. So I started using a lot of samples and things like that. Because before I used to believe using samples is not, as a producer, now you're not a producer, you're not making it from scratch. But then someone was like, it's your sound, you're putting it
But it's
together.
art. So,
Exactly. That's what someone showed me. That's what someone said to me. And that made me learn that, wow, you've been thinking backwards. And that's what I just got into. And now I use samples, use other things. But in terms of music, nah, I could play the basics in piano, but I don't call myself a musician in terms of instruments.
okay. What do you think about visuals? How important are they
I
as
think
being an artist? I mean, and I mean in every aspect, such as you're gonna go out to this restaurant. You know, people are going to take pictures. You're gonna go to this event. Um, and then you know you got to drop here, and then even down to your stylist and how you present your videos. What do you think about visuals? How
I think
important are they?
I think it's very important. To be honest, before, if you asked me like 3, 4 years ago, I'd be like, so, nah, whatever, whatever. Just do it, but just step out. But growing in this music game, I believe is very important. When you look at artists, you look at their social pages and things like that, there's a way they carry themselves, their looks, everything. So it's very important because you don't know who's gonna see you. My
Hmm.
mom, something came to my head this morning because I was like, my grandma used to say something to me, rest her soul. She was like, before you leave the house, tidy your house. Because
Hmm.
come in with you when you're coming back home. And it's the same thing. When you're going out, you don't know who's gonna see you as an artist. You are an everything, you're a brand. You're an every time someone sees you, they affiliate your name to you. So it's a thing where they see you, they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't look so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everything's important, which is something that even myself I've been looking at a lot lately. That's why I did my hair, all these other things. You don't know who's gonna see you. You don't know
Hmm.
anything could happen anytime. So image is always important. That's why I believe visuals is important in terms of now if we go to things like music videos, I didn't used to think of it a lot. I used to like, yo, whatever, whatever. And you look at in the world we live in, it's content. If you
Hmm.
post right now and you just put a post up, people will see it. But then if you take that same thing and then you make into a reel, into a video or content, you see that more people are engaged with it.
Hmm.
So it's really important. Image, how you carry yourself, visuals is really important. People being able to see you, being able to really like click with you is really important. And it's crazy we say this because I was looking at something on YouTube the other day and it says about artistry. It's like it's not just about making music no more, which for me is crazy. Because I'm not someone to jump on Instagram or TikTok and just start talking anyhow. What I'm gonna post is my music. But
Right.
he's but there's visuals. You have to, it's not just about the music no more. People want to see you, people want to get to know you, people want to know what you're about. And that's all the visuals. I think visuals is very important. Yes.
Yeah, because it's actually you're branding yourself. You're creating a persona and branding yourself. So, what do you think about the phrase, all publicity is good publicity, even bad publicity?
I used to be like that as well. Good publicity is even bad publicity is good, but not really, is it? Let's look at Diddy. Was the publicity again good for him?
Not at this very time. I don't think that is working in his favor.
Exactly. So, and then even if we go back to MJ, and Michael Jackson, like those things that were coming out by him is kind of the things that start bringing his downfall. So people say things like good publicity, bad publicity don't matter, but then in the wrong place, a bad publicity could end your career. I mean, you had well, I forgot Johnny Depp, I forgot his girlfriend's name, where they went to court.
I can't remember her name
But
either,
now,
but
yeah, but now apparently she lives in Spain. She's had to do her whole cosmetic surgery to look different. So
hold on one second. Ugh. Hello. I am doing an interview. Kids.
sorry, that's important. Family is important. My children are on the other side. I told them, stay away, I got an interview.
Well, I rejected him and he
Really?
kept calling.
Now, probably is important.
Okay. So,
So
do you think that that phrase is outdated,
I think
considering when people said that there was no, I don't even think MySpace at the time. Do you remember MySpace?
I remember my space. I remember.
That was like the first like big social media platform before Facebook, before Instagram, before Twitter, and then even now I feel like YouTube is becoming more. You don't have to just post videos. You can post shorts, you can post
Yeah.
pictures, you can leave messages, you can do all these things. So I think for me that it might be a little outdated considering even the normal person walking down the street may see you and video you doing anything, like the guy that was at the Olympics or some game and got caught eating boogers. Nobody will really pay attention to something like that, but everybody can record now.
Yes, that's true. And that's what makes me scary. Is like exactly what you said, everybody can record. So image is important because you step outside, the wrong person records you, and that's it, you're done. And we live in a world where comments, judging people are ready to comment and slander your name. And even when posts are up now, let's be real, a lot of people don't just watch the post, they're reading the comments.
Yep.
So well, reading the comments, everybody wants to laugh at what it is going on. So there's that happening. So yes, it's very like I think that like I agree with you. It's very much outdated. I don't believe every publicity is good publicity. You have to be really cautious because everybody's looking for whatever would bring traffic to their page. And if it's you that's gonna be the tag on that day, so it is. So will it be? I mean,
I did a show once, or it might have been when I wrote a blog, I can't remember, about content creators considering themselves journalists. As an artist, and when you go to different, I would say, platforms, does it matter to you whether or not they're considered a journalist or a content creator? And I'm gonna use this example, the Casanat guy.
yeah,
He is not a journalist, but he's a content creator. But a lot of artists go to him because of his audience size. So when you're actually looking to get your brand out there, are you, as an artist, looking for a journalist or are you looking for a content creator?
it's crazy you say that. I think a journalist is kind of important, to be honest, because the person that contacted you is a journalist, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. And I went to her first because I know she could get my music into certain places and different places in
Mm-hmm.
terms of online and internet. But then there is, I did message one of my other friends where she's a dancer and she's got a lot of following. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm he posts, a lot of people will see it. So it depends on what you're trying to get, really and truly. When we say influencers are just based on the social media. They're just gonna post and whoever follows them will follow and then they do what they want to do and then that's it. Whereas a journalist, yeah, maybe they're still on social media as well, but they will go further. They would do the homework, send the emails, and those I believe those are important too, because there's only with social media, everything has a limit. You know what I mean? Like people that are dancing and following the influencer that you posted, they're only gonna dance at that point and that's it. If the influencer is not posting your song more than once, more than 3 times of her dancing, it's probably if she posted just once, it's not really that important. Kai
Hmm.
has got a lot of following, so he's for the arts, hip hop is kind of like important. People like I think there's another one, Ross or something. They go to them because when they do go to these guys, their views go up, everything goes up because the young children are all watching them. And that's how they gain that audience. It helps on that note. But then with that, they would have other things they're doing on the side. I don't believe they would just go to Kai and it ends there because Kai is just, like we said, if it's TikTok, it's TikTok. If it's YouTube, it's YouTube. And that's where it ends, I believe. So I think a journalist is more important because with a journalist, you're able to do more. Whereas an influencer is just the influence on that page, and that's it. And with the influence, it's more based on the following. So you're looking at the following. Whereas a journalist, it doesn't really matter about following. If they have to connect, they have to connect. They'll get your song to the right places it needs to go, and it'll go. And some journalists don't even have a following. Some journalists probably have 100 follower, but the power behind them, it's different.
Yep. I'm gonna cut this part out. Sometimes it's good to know who your subscribers are because yeah, they want that 50,000. I interviewed this guy from he was a subsidy of Interscope Records. And you had to have 50,000 followers. You had to have this social media presence. How many times do you post per day? Um, if you had a small venue, how many tickets could you sell organically without us putting any promotion behind you? So I think when I asked that question, because I used to manage artists, and why would you such as a I don't care if that person only have 5 followers. Their 5 followers is the president of Capitol Music, is the president of Sony, is the this is you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's to me, when you're looking at that, it's quality over quantity. Is it really gonna catch on? Is this because I used to do those little promotions. I stopped doing them because I felt like it made me look bad. And
Why?
the reason why I said that I done that it was this new company called Mary Ruth's Organics, and they was paying people to do different promotions, right? And I did a promotion and got paid, and it was cool. I had to, and I did it like a promotional video and everything. And what's this?
Right. It's okay.
And I looked, and she had paid for some other promotions, and it was this black couple. Oh, didn't have no teeth in their mouth and just looking bad. You need to come on, come get you some Mary Ruth. And I was like, oh my God. I said, these people are not looking for journalists to actually post ads doing for their brand. They're just looking for anybody.
Yes.
So to me, that's an important question asking an artist. No, is it important to have a journalist or a content creator? Because my day job, I'm actually a high school English teacher. I
Wow.
went to school to be, I started off going to be a radio DJ. I went into communications to be a radio DJ. And I ended up dropping out of school. But when I went back, I had dated a guy that was kind of, and I got pregnant by him. So I decided to go into social and behavior sciences. And I went on to get my master's in social and behavior sciences. And well, it's in counseling. And I got another master's in education. So I stayed with that. So when I decided to go be a teacher,
You're
I had
ready.
been doing my I I wrote a blog for this radio station, for their website called Cali's Best Radio Station out of Riverdale, California. I also wrote for RP Entertainment Radio, an online radio station out of Dallas. I worked on the National Beat Battle out of Atlanta, and because I was the marketing coordinator for that. So, talking to different people, being in different areas, to me, for me, for an artist, I think that people need to take more time with the quality instead of the quantity. But I'm gonna cut all this out. So tell me, how do you feel about collaborations?
Oof, collaborations. I'm always for it. To be honest, before I would just collab with anybody, but I've learned that I have to be more cautious with my collab. So, like you said, Filmtrick, the one you like, the track you said you like, is a collab with one of my friends,
I
and
like the other one too now, though. Don't just make it seem like it's the only one.
I think that one was vibe with me. I think.
Yeah, I like that one too, because I was like, yeah, I can see dancing to my honey with this.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, I but the other one is when I because the way that it came with both tracks. So
Yeah.
you listen to the vibe with me first, and then the other one I didn't know what to expect, and it was like you said, it had so many genres. Yeah, it had a hip hop influence, but I could really feel like the African influence in it. So I mean, I understood what you're saying. So I was like, yeah, okay, okay, okay. So don't make it seem like I just like one. I like both of them, but that one right there really